story in the 1970s. So this was years and years before that. So he actually, the guy, when he went to turn the light on for the guy to be coming to visit him and stuff like that, he was on his porch. There was no way he could have hung up that phone at that time of no cell phones or anything and walked, and the guy's coming up the porch. So he lets him in. He thought this was really, really crazy. He said that he couldn't have even made it to his porch if he had been across the street in somebody's house or his next door neighbors. There's no way he could have made it that fast. So he let the guy come in, and all of a sudden, he starts talking to him and stuff like that, and he starts asking him questions and things like that, and he's just thinking that his appearance is really weird. He said he wore a neatly tailored black suit, black shoes, black socks, a white shirt with black tie, and he wore a black derby. And he said, you didn't see derbies very often. I thought to myself, this guy looks like an undertaker. And when he sat down, he removed his derby. This character, this older, I imagine him older, but he said this character was as bald as an egg. He said he didn't even have eyebrows or eyelashes. He looked like he was a smooth plastic doll, like a doll, except that he had a dead white color. His lips, he said, was very brilliant ruby red, and he spoke expressionless. A whole
bunch of drag queens out there just running around.
Yes, they did. He said that he spoke in a very monotone and scanning speech. He constructed no phrases or sentences, but spoke in words evenly spaced. His voice was completely passive with no inflection or intone, as if he were hearing it from a machine, like it could talk. Like, burr, burr, burr. Go on and do it, Ashley. I can't do it. Do it.
I don't know. I do it when we have that damn equipment on.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Bring me rice.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And then you always think it says retard.
But it's actually saying
break. Yeah.
I don't believe he was talking exactly like that, but I think it's kind of like that. Like,
just like he said that.
He did?
Yeah,
you were there. Okay. During the short time that they were together, Hopkins and the strange man talked about the UFO case that the doctor had been investigating. He noticed that he was very odd about this.
I notice that all the time.
Yeah, I do. He sat perfectly motionless and wore gray suede gloves. Have you heard of, in your encounters that you looked up, did you hear anything about that?
They say all kinds of crazy shit.
Okay. Well, the thing that really got this guy is that...
He popped some lipstick on.
No. When he would take the glove, he would wipe the back of his, mouth, and when he did, he would bring his hand down, and the doctor saw that there was red lipstick on his glove, and when he would look back up, it was just like a little slit, like this guy had painted on lips. And I thought he said that was kind of weird. He said, then I could see that his mouth was a perfectly straight slit. Apparently he did not have what we call lips, so the lipstick was put on as a decoy. He said that it got even stranger. The odd visitor told Hopkins to take a coin out of his pocket and hold it in his palm of his hand. He said, watch the coin, and it started to develop a silver color instead of copper. And then the silver became bluish, and the penny was getting quite fuzzy, out of focus, blurred, and then it simply was gone. It simply dematerialized.
I think that happens with my money.
Oh, me too. That shit goes fast.
Oh, it's a million in black.
Yeah. We're going to start saying that. We go like, oh, shit.
The aliens
done got my money. Shit. And then, as he spoke his last words, I noticed his speech was slowing down. His words became slower and further spaced. He slowly got to his feet, unsteady, and he said very slowly, my energy is running. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh.
My energy is running low. Must go now.
Goodbye. And just like that, Hopkins says the men in black, whoever or whatever he was, clung tightly to the railing as he went down the steps outside, placing both feet on each step, and then disappeared around the corner with the bright light. Bam! Pop!
Got the hell out of there. He was like, I got to go.
So then that's when Dan Aykroyd comes into this article, which is awesome. I love me some Dan Aykroyd, which we touched on a little bit before, but I don't know if all y'all know out there that Dan Aykroyd actually had a a show that he was going to produce. It was one, I think, before any of the ones like Fact or Faked or anything like that that's out now. He actually was going to do one. I can't remember the name of it, but he had talked to. He said
it was a good name though.
It was one that would just take your breath away.
Oh my God, I gotta watch that right now.
He said that Sci-Fi had picked it up. He had been able to talk to
Oh my God, that's a good name of a show.
Yeah. So he actually was able to talk to all these people that he was like crop circles and two men that were crop dust. And he was able to talk to people that he actually looked up to as heroes and stuff, and he said it was really good. Well, he said that they were having a really good show. They had done so many episodes and stuff like that, and he went outside. And when he went outside, he was actually on the phone having a cigarette, he said, and Britney Spears was on the phone, and he said the reason why she was...
That just sounds fishy. When you said Britney, I didn't know it was Britney Spears. What the hell is he talking to Britney Spears for?
I'm going to tell you why.
Oh,
you got to hold on.
It's getting sketchy.
He said it was because she wanted to host Saturday Night Live with him. So she had called and said, hey, do you want to do this? He said, hey, Britney, yeah, that would be great. And as he was looking over, he said it was just like this. There was a black sedan that drove up across the street. Yeah. And then this tall man, some of them got out, but this really tall man got out of the back seat. Men in black, they were all in black and stuff like that. And he said that they looked at him. He walked over, I guess he was in the street, and he looked at Dan Aykroyd and gave him a dirty look or whatever.
Like he just sniffed shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh my God.
And Dan Aykroyd,
that asshole.
He looked away for a second, and when
maybe
he
just didn't like Dan Aykroyd.
Hold on. When he looked back, the car, the people, everything was gone. And he said it took him a second to turn his head. How
much drugs does he take?
No, this is Dan Aykroyd. This is the gospel. This is the gospel.
No.
He said that, now this is the part that he said it was like this. Hey, Brittany, he looked, then he looked away.
I would have believed it if it wasn't Britney Spears.
I know, but doesn't that make it more credible? No. Nobody likes that bitch. Why would you pick
I
her?
like Britney Spears.
I do not. So I'd be like, Dan, you got to pick better friends to hang around with, my friend.
Maybe that would have took his credibility down, but to me, I'm like, hold on. That's like me saying, so I was on the phone with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then I was like, oh, there's a plane over there with aliens on it. And then I said, how you doing, Dan? Or not Dan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it vanished. Now, does that sound good?
Well, first of all, I don't like Arnold Schwarzenegger either.
Okay.
But anyway, he said it was a second, and he was demonstrating how it was like, hey, Brittany, yeah, looking, look down, look back, gone. And he said he would have seen the car. He would have been able, because he was...
Well, I guess he would be going with your dumbass theory of dark figures. What if ghosts are really just aliens?
That's what I've thought sometimes. Yeah, I've thought that.
Man, you're all cracked.
No, these are my deep thoughts.
God.
Anyway, okay, so, because, oh, Lord, it's a whole nother a can of worms I can get into. I can't.
Lord.
But anyway, the thing is he said that day, then he went back in there, and he said that they came in and they said, your show has been canceled. Don't you air none of these things. And he had done so many episodes. It was like they just shut it down. I got to look into that. Hold on. Let me tell you. I'll tell you when the article was done. Hold on one second.
Because he said that he might come out with a DVD set.
Yeah.
Apparently not, because I have not seen it.
I know, but he said that they're all done and everything. Like, I would watch it. Wouldn't you watch it?
I would put, like, little cryptic things in my movies. Every movie I made, I put, like, a little bit in it. This was 2012 that this thing was wrote, and they linked his YouTube on there, so I'm not for sure. I can't really say. I'm serious. I would be like such a bitch. I'd be like, oh really? They like bananas? I'll put damn bananas all over the place, and people eating bananas just to give that cryptic message that they like bananas.
I think that a lot of shows do that.
Yeah, that's what that MUFON guy said. They get you primed and ready. That's why you always
see bananas.
Yeah, God, I love a banana right now. Anyways, so like they say that's why Teflon came out far too soon than it was supposed to.
That's true. Because they said, he said that the government, the MUFON gentleman, which they might have got him, so we're treading on thin grass here, man, thin, ice. Anyway, he said that...
act dumb, just like I do in any other situation.
It's working good for you.
I'm serious, it does work good. You act dumb and you throw on like some really hick sounds, like a really good slang, they don't think you're smart at all.
Oh, it's working wonderfully.
I'm so good at it. I trick myself sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, I really must be stupid.
Well, the part that gets me, like, with this is that I can't even remember. I'm just thinking about how stupid you are. Really, I lost it right there. Just
See how that dumb just
it
gets
did.
you off? I'm serious. When I used to be a hairstylist and I messed up somebody's hair, I'd be like, "Oh, honey, it looks good on you, girl," and then they would forget they were mad.
Oh my God, I'm serious.
It's serious. It dumbfounds you.
You don't even
know what this damn show's about now. I've Ashley you.
Oh, okay, I got it. The MUFON guy. He said that the government is very much so into it because all of a sudden there will be jumps in our society that is just unreal. Like, nobody knew about Teflon. All of a sudden, he said that they look at the most progressive companies and they pick them. And then they give them this and they say, okay, market this. And they got gold mines. That's where, like what he was saying, Teflon and other things like that. So that's really cool. Anyway, if you got him, you don't got to come get us, people. That's all we're saying.
I didn't like him that well. I didn't like him that well. But anyways, another cool little post worker, like the male person, when you cut me off and didn't let me tell my story. An anonymous post worker from D.C. was out delivering mail one day when he decided to stop and eat an apple. Who the hell says, "Oh, let me eat an apple"?
I like a damn apple.
When he was finished, he looked
juicy.
around for a trash can and finding none, decided just to toss it in the ground. Before he could leave the area, a security guard approached and lectured him for his negligence, explaining that the entire building and surrounding grounds were under constant surveillance. The post worker thought about this, along with the fact he already had to be buzzed in to deliver the mail, and began thinking there was more to this place than met the eye. A while later, he was out on his usual delivery run when he came by the foreboding building again. This time, he saw 3 men walking toward the building, except they didn't appear to be like men. They waddled when they walked. I see that a lot. Instead of putting one foot in front of the other, they were abnormally thin. It was this thinness more than anything that frightened him. Though shaken, he decided to soldier in and march his way up to the door and deliver the mail. When he entered, he found a group of men who began questioning him what he had seen moments earlier. He was flabbergasted and unable to respond until one of the strange beings who he had seen earlier slid up near him. Or, well, what the hell over that? He didn't slide, but he got beside him. At which point he felt even more terrified. After grilling by the men in the room, and after repeating that he had seen nothing at all, he was allowed to leave. His mail route was changed shortly after that. Another one that was kind of cool, visiting a State Department. Now, this seems kind of sketchy myself. An anonymous man related to the tale of a strange experience that he had while sightseeing in Washington, D.C. Without realizing that there wasn't anything of any interest of this for the civilian to see, he wandered into a State Department building. He meandered through the lobby for a while until security became suspicious of him and headed over to usher him out of the building. However, before they could do so, he saw something that he would never forget. The elevator opened and 5 men got out. 2 of them were very businesslike and wore gray suits that were formal, but hardly remarkable beyond that. What drew his attention were the other 3 men and the escort. These men wore black hats pulled low over their eyes and long black trench coats, even though it was in the middle of summer. The appearance seemed so strange that our observer could only describe it as cartoonish. As they were walking by, one of the strange men lost his footing on the marble floor and fell to the ground, dropping his portfolio and progress. Upon helping him up, he noticed that the man's legs seemed extraordinarily weak, and it felt like there was a thick layer of wool underneath his suit. Even stranger, the man's expression never appeared to change at all. Despite falling into the hard marble floor, near the dropped portfolio, he found a small coin with words written in no language he could identify. One side depicted a man with features like a wolf, and the other had navigational lines and 2 crescents.
You know, that's something also that somebody hit something. Like, he was driving along, and he hit. Now, this is a trick. They did.
Somebody told me a story about this once, and I about damn
I'm not done with this.
Go on.
But anyway, the guy got out. He didn't see anything he hit, but he knew he hit damn something. And all of a sudden, he found this piece of metal on the ground. So he picks it up, and he takes it home, and he didn't know what it is. All of a sudden, these damn men in black done showed up and said, "Give me my metal back." They did.
Give me my money back.
He said, what he said was, he had sent it off to get analyzed, because I guess he was just right on top of everything. And they were.
Who you gonna send it to?
I don't know.
Somebody. Just mail it to somebody.
I know. I'll be like, here, you got a piece of metal in the mail.
Take a peek at it. That's what I do.
That's
my pickup. Take a peek at it.
I'll find the only guy that I know that's got a microphone, a microphone and a microscope.
So then he can put into the microphone what he sees in a microscope.
Yes, he can. Oh, he's going to look at it, and then he's going to say, that's some shit I've never seen before.
Look at that. Oh, my God. That's what it's like. No, this one time